Hello and welcome to Rain and Rail Enthusiast, and this week going back down onto my model railway, and I'm going to show you how I do my static grass. And this is a view of the static grass on my baseboard at the moment, just focusing across the plane there just so you can see it. Because I only have a small layer, I don't use anything like an electric applicator, because I don't really think it's worth it really. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. It's probably not the best way of doing it, and probably you've got other ideas of how to do it better, and if you have, please let me know in the comments. But as it is, I'm going to show you how I create my static grass on my layout. So this is what we're going to use. I've got two types of grass here. I've got my War World Scenics summer 4mm, and I've got some old Noch grass here. I don't know what it is, but I've been using it for quite a while, and I will be mixing those two together, putting those into my manual static grass applicator. I'll also be using some PVA glue just to set the base, and this stuff which I used when I did the flower bed, which is the static grass layering spray, also from War World Scenics, which I do like using. The reason why I like using it is because you can apply it as many times as you like, and it never leaves any sort of beading or glue residue. It's fantastic. So without further ado, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to do a very small layer of a patch of grass. So this is a small area that I'm working on today, just a small little bit in my yard. I just want to give it a little bit of depth. So to start off with, I'm going to put a small amount of PVA glue on this area. As you can see, a small dollop on it. I forgot to mention, also be using a very fine brush, which I've always got, and just put it into my general shape that I'm going to be using here, which is just a small little triangle. Doesn't have to be exact, because obviously we'll be going over with the spray as well, but it's just so it gives the initial grass a bit of adhesion. That should be enough. Now, I always do my grass before I do my ballasting, because I think it looks a lot better. It stops you having to brush it off your ballast. So I always try and do the grass before I do any ballasting or any other external work, because obviously the grass fibres get everywhere. That should be enough. Give it just a little bit of a base. And just bringing the camera up a little bit so you can see the grass applicator. That little black thing on the top, you just take that off. Easy said and done. And what I normally do is I use my fingers, there's still some in there. I usually use my fingers just to put a rough half and half in this bottle. So that's half of the grass that I've had for ages. And I'll do a little bit half of that one as well, which is the summer 4mm. So I'll put around about 8 pinches of one and 8 pinches of the other, and you can just about see that, I think, in there. And what you do now is you put the top back on, and then you screw the lid back on, wherever I put the lid. Screw the lid back on. And then this needs to be shaken for at least 2 minutes, quite vigorously. So obviously I'm not going to show you me doing that, but I shall be back in a moment after I've shaken this. This helps bring up the static, and then you can start applying it. Okay, so that's now well shaken, and then all you do is, where's the bottle? Take the lid off, holding it in a vertical position, and then just lightly puff the thing out. You can see small strands of that coming out. And that gives you the basic covering of your grass on the area. Okay, that should be enough for the first layer. Then I get some of the War World Scenics, zoom out a bit, some of the War World Scenics grass layering spray. Give that a quick shake. Give it a quick spray. Doesn't need to be too much. It's a very light film. I'll rub off those tracks in a little while. Should really have covered them over. And then again, quick shake of the Noch sprayer. And again, just puff of grass, layer it up. Okay, still got some more in there. Again, another quick spray. And again, we carry on layering this till we get the desired effect we want. Now, I don't want it too long. If you wanted it long, you'd obviously use longer strands. If I zoom in just a little bit on that, focus it in a bit, that's it, and you'll see that I'm, generally speaking, getting a nice coverage of strands, and I suppose you can't really see from there, but it is standing up. I'm going to do one more layer. That's enough. Doesn't have to be too heavy on the thing. And again, it's just basically you're building up layers of grass, and using the two colours gives you quite a good texture rather than just the plain grass. I'll get quite a good 3D effect on that now. So I'm just going to set it off with another layer. That's fine. I think that's almost ready to go. You'll notice there's quite a few strands around the track. These can now be wiped off and brushed off. In fact, I normally use another brush, which I've got. So now all I do is I just brush off little bits and try and get this up into a nice little pile. And you should be able to then pick up any excess, put it back in your bag. I'm not too worried about it getting in between the sleepers, because let's just get that in there. Not too worried about getting in the sleepers because I'll be ballasting them soon. And that's going to be a video later on in the year about how I ballast. But as you can see, I just tidy that away. Make sure it's off the rails. This actually cleans the rails off of any excess glue, although it's not too bad. It actually will rub off quite well, this glue. And as you can see, it's giving quite a good effect. It's not 100% perfect, and obviously proper electric static grass applicators will give you a better job, but because I don't put much grass on my layout, this is more than sufficient for me, and it just gets me the desired effect of a little bit of grass rather than using a grass mat. So that seems to be alright. Just got to tidy up the back end here. Move that down there, and I should be able to pick out there's little bits there, look, and all that can then go. What I might do is I might put it back in the knock, so I know it's there. So I'll just pick this up with my fingers, straight back in there, done. I'll just tidy that up. It takes a while to tidy up, so I'm not going to video all of that, but that's basically what I do. I hope you've been interested in this video. If you've got any more comments, if you've got any more suggestions, please feel free to comment in the comments list below. So there we go, that's my little patch of grass done. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much for watching.